Hi. Josh. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Korea, mate.
Hi, how you doing? You've been busy.
Wow. So I just want to point out this is our first gig of a 2-day junket and you're trying to get us drunk already. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. That is seriously good.
I can't believe we just did that.
Believe it, baby.
I've been watching films with those guys in for years. Come on in, Joel.
Oh my days, what the hell just happened?
That was fun, huh?
아 진짜 미쳤어.
They were such gents.
That was next level.
Real English gentlemen. Next up, Joel,
그 다음에
we're interviewing 콜린퍼스. I'm really nervous about this one, Joel.
why?
Well, they've told me you're not even allowed in the room. The only me.
Definitely watched our video.
Is that why? I'm going to interview him for the YouTube channel. Just ask him a few questions about the film. In all of Asia, we're going to be the only people interviewing him one-on-one.
Wow.
Pressure! So hopefully, guys, I don't screw this up. I think it's going to go okay. I am nervous, but he's a gentleman.
He is.
I'll be polite. Hopefully I won't mess it up too much. You're probably going to be able to tell that I'm quite nervous, but please forgive me. We can't film with our cameras, so we're going to cut. Guys, this is our interview with 콜린퍼스.
기분 어때?
기분? 괜찮아. 아직은. 너무 쌀 것 같다고? 그건 아니야. 인터뷰를 잘해야 돼. 나 아예 영화 인터뷰는 처음이야. 배우랑 하는 거 어떻게 될지 모르겠어.
힘내. 여기야.
프린트 인터뷰.
Colin, welcome to Korea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. It's such a privilege to be able to talk to you, so thank you very much for that. I just wanted to ask a few questions about the film and your experience with that. Now, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen the film yet, but obviously, I think everyone knows Harry's back now, alive and kicking. How was it for you to come back to this role so different from many of the other roles you've had?
This whole thing's been quite an interesting episode of my life, really, because, as you know, I'd never done anything like this. And to not only be introduced to a new genre, but also one where the action, I have to do it. And a very pleasant surprise, because Matthew Vaughn did not want to use stunt doubles. You have to every so often, an explosion and someone flies in the air.
Yeah.
But the rest is just basically me. And that meant 6 months training of, every day, 3 hours a day. And for someone that isn't an athlete and hasn't ever considered it possible that he'd ever be one, by the end of those 6 months, I didn't want to do anything else.
Wow, okay.
So I loved it. And I was mortified when I was shot in the face. And very, very relieved when Matthew started to make it clear that I was coming back one way or another.
Could you tell us a little bit about the relationship between Harry and Eggsy, as you said?
Well, yes. I mean, I think in many ways that was the heart of the first one. And I think, let's not forget Merlin, partly because he's here in the building. But Harry's becomes a father figure to Eggsy, and I think Merlin's just something of an uncle. And then something happens in the second film where those roles almost reverse. Now Eggsy is very much kind of up and running as a fully functional agent on a mission. And again, without wanting to provide too many spoilers, we find Harry in need of some nurturing and some mentoring and to have someone there who's a believer.
You have sort of maybe unexpectedly become the face, I think, of the English gentleman spy, especially in Korea, where this film has done so well. Would you give us some pointers on how to suit up like a proper gentleman spy?
I don't think I can elaborate much more on what you get from Kingsman, really. I mean, I've had to learn it from other people and pick it up as I went along. I found myself into the suit as I aged. I don't think it was something that appealed to me very much when I was 20. I dare say I became an actor so I'd never have to wear a suit, ever.
Okay.
Getting out of school uniform. I mean, my teenage years are in the 70s. A much younger Englishman, but you'll know this. English boys aren't, you don't grow up hoping that one day I will be a guy who works in the city, in a suit. Kids of my generation were piercing their ears and getting tattoos, and they wanted to be Keith Richards, not a member of the cabinet. Right. And and yet I was at a school where you have to straighten your tie and wear the suit, and the teachers wore suits. And I didn't want to get a job in an office. I wanted to do something anti-establishment, or not anti-establishment, but at least outside the establishment. And the only thing that gave me any hope to do that was the hope that I had some skills in this profession. And then, of course, I've got a job, and they said, congratulations, here's your suit. And I've tended to be in one ever since. And take tips from people. I mean, let somebody who knows better, because it give you the advice, because not the same suit doesn't work on everybody. Okay. And a suit doesn't. It depends what you look like, and just have somebody, take you through it a little bit. For me, it's body armor. I don't wear a suit at home. I don't wear, I don't sleep in one, and I don't spend much of my spare time in one. But if you have to go out to an event or anything that, it's like body armor.
Right. Okay.
And it's nice to scrub up and put that on and face the world. But there's nothing better than just taking the tie off and, letting the jacket fall on the floor at the end of the day.
Well, you do put it off very well.
Thank you.
I think that's well put as well. I don't think I could pull off that orange tux that Eggsy looks so good.
I don't think I could
either.
That may be an age thing though, where I'm do you enjoy wearing a suit?
Oh, I do enjoy it, yeah. I think all of our videos we've made about Kingsman, I've dressed up just for the occasion. But I think that's all we have time for. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your time. It's been lovely to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Colin.
약간 다시.
긴장됐어. 와 진짜 완전 진짜 영국신사 그 자체야. I'm like kind of shaking. That was
Put your
weird.
hands
That was
close up on your
weird.
hands. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was great. He was so friendly, so nice, so polite. Just what a gent. What a proper gent. I walked in, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I run a YouTube channel. We do culture exchange. Colin goes, yeah, I think I've seen your video. And I was like, what? What? What are you talking about? I think maybe somebody showed him the Kingsman video. No. That's scary. That is scary. The internet is a scary place. I was so nervous that I didn't ask half the things I wanted to ask, and then the time ran out. But being able to meet him and talk to him, what a privilege. How did this happen? Ollie's gonna kill me. He is at home right now. Sorry, Ollie. I just met Colin Firth, and it was awesome. Alright guys, we should wrap up then. It has been an insane day. I've met more Hollywood actors in one day than I've ever met in my entire life before. 오늘은 여기까지. 나 좀 누워있어야 될 것 같아.